Hi, Eva. It's Nanny, and it's story time again. This is our happy place, reading books. Okay, I hope you enjoy. This one is called Show and Tell, and it's another one of our Sesame Street collections. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Show and Tell, featuring Jem Hansen, Sesame Street puppets, and illustrated by Patricia and Tom Cook. Or Patricia wrote it, and Tom Cook did the pictures. There's all our Sesame Street gang. Show and Tell. It was show and tell day at school. Everyone brought something special to show to class during show and tell time. Betty Lou hid hers in her cubby hole. Bert put a big box in his cubby. He wouldn't tell anyone what was inside. I want it to be a surprise, he said. Everybody has a cupboard. There's Ernie's cupboard. There's Bert's. Betty Lou has a little cubby hole. Josie has a little cubby hole. Prairie Dawn has her spot. Everybody has some place to put what they bring. Come on, Bert, said Betty Lou. Let's help Harry. Harry Monster was building a block castle. Nearby, Grover was reading a book, and Ernie was making a clay animal. Clay's like Play-Doh. Ava loves Play-Doh. Nanny likes it too. And soon, everyone gathered around the teacher. Psst, Betty Lou, Bert whispered. Is it show and tell time yet? Not yet, Bert, said Betty Lou. It's story time. We know it's important when it's story time for everybody to sit still and listen, right? Because then you don't miss any of the great story. Bert had trouble keeping his mind on the story the teacher read to the class because he was thinking about his show and tell surprise. So when you're thinking about something, it's hard to pay attention, but let's see what happens. After the story, everyone sat down at the table. Oh boy, Bert, he said, now it's show and tell time? No, Betty Lou said. No, now it's time to paint. Well, Bert was disappointed, but Betty Lou loved to paint. She made a picture of a beautiful bird. And when they were finished, they washed their hands and put their paints away. And Bert cleaned up faster than anybody else. Ooh, who's that on top of their paint? Oh, something's happening here. And nobody is noticing because they're busy cleaning up, but let's see. At last, everybody was ready for show and tell, and Bert could hardly wait for his turn. Cookie Monster was first. He had brought his cookie cutter collection. He had large cookie cutters and small cookie cutters. He had square cookie cutters and round cookie cutters. He had gingerbread man, Santa Claus, and Easter Bunny cookie cutters. Wow. Rodeo Rosie showed the class the lariat that her cousin Dwayne had brought her from Oklahoma. She could rope almost anything with that lariat. Wow, she went right around and looks like she's going to catch the chair. Uh-oh, who's this? Josie showed the class her new roller skates and skated right into the figure 8. See, looks like a number 8. Ernie paraded around the classroom to the marching beat that he played on his drum. Drum-diddy-dum-diddy-dum-dum-dum. Grover and Prairie Dawn had made a tin can telephone from cans and string. Prairie Dawn held the tin can to her ear. And Grover spoke right into the other end. Hi, Prairie Dawn, he said into the can. It is I, lovable furry old Grover. I can hear you, Grover, answered Prairie Dawn. While Farley showed everyone the rubber band airplane he had made. The airplane flew from one end of the room right to the other. Harry Monster had brought his dancing shoes for show and tell. he demonstrated a leap that he had learned in his dancing class. Ooh, maybe Ava, you'll learn that dance when you get back to dance classes. Jamie went to his cubbyhole to get what he had brought. It was a large pumpkin that he had helped his mother to grow. Oh, wow, that is big. Ooh. At last, it was Bert's turn. He hurried to the cubbyhole to get a surprise for show and tell. But when Bert opened the box, it was empty. Oh, no, he wailed. I brought a special surprise to share with you for show and tell. Bernice, my pet pigeon. But now she's gone. Gone. Oh. When they saw the empty box, they all began to look for Bernice. Oh, don't worry, Bert. We will find her, Betty Lou said. Look, pigeon tracks. Sure enough, Bernice, the pigeon, had walked across the wet paintings and left footprints all over the room. Betty Lou followed the tracks along the art table, across the bookshelf, and right into the play area. Shh, said Betty Lou. I think I know where Bernice is. She crept up to Harry's block castle, lifted up a block from the roof, and out flew Bernice. Bernice, Bert cried, holding his arms out to her. Hey, she likes my castle, said Harry Monster. Catch her, everyone yelled. But Bernice was scared by all of the noise, and she flew all around the room, and no one could reach her. Finally, Bernice landed on a high shelf. We're never going to get her down, cried Bert. Wait a minute, Betty Lou said. I think it's time for me to bring out my surprise I brought for show and tell. Show and tell? At a time like this, Bert moaned. But Betty Lou was already opening her package. It's peanut butter raisin bread that I made myself, she said proudly. Be quiet, everybody, and let me try something. So Betty Lou sliced off a piece of bread, crumbled it onto the floor. She made a path of crumbs that led straight into Bernice's box. Bernice saw the crumbs. She looked at them for what seemed like a very long time. Finally, she hopped down from the shelf and started eating. Following the trails of crumbs, she ate and ate until she ate her way right back to her box. Bernice, sighed Bert as he scooped her up. Your peanut butter raisin bread really did the trick, Betty Lou. How about a piece for you, Bert? Asked Betty Lou. And the next time we have show and tell, why don't you leave Bernice at home and bring your bottle cap collection instead? Mwah, 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 mwah. And that, little Ava, is the story of show and tell. I hope you liked it. And remember, your happy place is in a book. Nanny loves books, and I love you. Good night.